Okay, so this is the video slash tutorial on rooting your Galaxy Player 5.0, and probably also works with the 4.0. So if any of you guys are unfamiliar what rooting is, I suggest you take this time right now to pause the video and just Google Android rooting or something like that, and just get a basic understanding. If you are familiar with iOS or iPhones, iPads, or iPod Touches, you may know something called jailbreaking. This is basically the same thing but for Android. A brief history about this would be Android comes from Linux, okay? Linux is a Unix-based operating system. All Unix-based operating systems have this thing called root or superuser. Superuser or root allows you to change things in the system that you normally can't in a normal session or user. So a root user or a super user would have the ability to change, like, basically the administrator, but an administrator who has even more power. So not just over other users, but to edit the system itself. So jailbreaking would be getting root access, because iOS does come from not directly through Linux, but just like kind of straight to Unix. In a way, it's a little complicated, but because they're both Unix-based systems, rooting or jailbreaking or super user, whatever you want to call it, is still a current thing. This doesn't just exist in mobile operating systems. This exists in every Linux-based or Unix-based operating system today. This would include Ubuntu, Fedora, Arch Linux, any of the modern Linux distros for laptops, desktops, or anything. Root users have existed for a while, so it's not just a modern thing, contrary to popular belief. So this is just basically the intro to the video. So if at any point you do not understand anything I'm saying, or any little insignificant or significant like detail or any kind, just pause it. Either Google whatever it is, and or send me a message, or just leave a comment. I'll try to answer as fast as I can. No promises though how long that will take. So also a little bit of a warning. You guys probably already know this, but rooting a device or jailbreaking a device that's not meant to be jailbroken or rooted can sometimes result in breaking device. This is called bricking, i.e. turn this into a brick. It's thus useless, you can't even use it, or unresponsive, you can't even turn it on, it's just dead. So bricking device is really bad. That's basically just a waste of your money, basically just dead. There's hardly ever can you ever recover this, so basically it's very slim, but there is a chance, and I will not take credit for it if it happens, but if you do brick your device, it's not my responsibility, it's your own fault, because I gave you this warning. There is a chance you will brick your device, and I'm just saying, I rooted mine fine. It's very slim, I'll tell you that. It's like I've actually never heard of someone myself that I know, like as a real world friend, not like on the internet somewhere, but I've never actually had a friend that bricked their device, but I've read stories on the internet and stuff, so, and it does happen. I mean, so you guys probably know someone, I haven't. So if you do brick your device, it's not my fault, and it's your own fault, so take caution. If at any time you don't understand anything, like any little detail, just take a deep breath, go back through everything, especially if it doesn't work. If you get it, and like if you go through all the steps and it doesn't work, or something doesn't go as I say it should, go back through it, take a deep breath. Don't like panic, or don't like do something you read online. Take a deep breath, look back across all the things I told you to do, and make sure you did all of them, and then proceed from there. And leave me a comment or two, because I kind of know what I'm doing, and I have a feeling that a lot of my viewers don't. And I don't want you guys to break your devices or brick your devices, because these things are pretty valuable, and I know they mean a lot to you guys. So I guess we should get started. And remember, guys, anything that happens, it's your own fault. Okay, so from this point onward, proceed with caution. I just got a new email. Oh, by the way, this now probably not a good time to say this, but you guys are, like, as I expand my videos, I guess I now have like 12,000 views. It's a lot, and I have it set to email me whenever someone comments, and I'm getting like an email a minute for like this past like weekend, and that's a lot. So I can't keep maintaining that. Sorry guys. So this is hard to say, but I might have to stop answering all your questions, and I know it's hard to tell you guys that, but I will try to answer as many of them as possible. But if you guys just say something like, ask a question that I answered in a video or something, I'll try not to waste my time on it. Sorry guys. And if you guys, like, I just can't keep devoting my time to every little comment or question someone has. So this is also a shout out to all you viewers. If you see someone with a question that you know the answer to, could you help me out and just like answer them for me? I mean, if it's a really easy question, like I'm kind of like tired of asking people, like answering people's questions, whether the Galaxy Player is a phone, or like if it can do texting, or how big's the screen, stuff like that. Like I can't answer all those questions. So if you guys could help me out with that, that'd be great. So sorry if your questions or comments don't get answered as fast. I'll try to answer all of them, I promise, but I don't know how fast I can. It might have to take up to a week or two. I'm sorry, but there are a lot of comments. I mean, just today I've gotten a lot. So, I mean, that's a good thing and also a bad thing. So I can't keep answering all of those. So stay tuned. So I think I'm gonna make other videos now and piece them all together and see how that goes. Hopefully it goes good. But just remember, guys, if you don't know what the hell you're doing, don't do it. Okay? I've had too much bad experiences with that. So just remember, this is like pretty heavy duty stuff here, so don't break anything, okay, because it can get pretty dangerous out there. So any questions or comments, pause it now, pause it right now, waiting, pause it, and then simply go on the web, search for them, or leave a comment below, and I will answer all of them. Most of them you can probably find on the web though, okay, so that's it for now. Here comes the Okay, so first thing first, before you do anything else in this video, make sure you go to Settings, Applications, you're going to go to Development here, and go to USB debugging. Wait, so you can see this. USB debugging right up here in the top. It'll give you all this BS. USB debugging is intended for development purposes only, blah blah blah. Just click OK, and you can proceed from there. So make sure you do that before you do anything else in the video. Okay, so then I want you to go find your Samsung Galaxy Player and your micro USB cable to regular USB cable. I'm using the one that came with the device to avoid any confusion. So you're going to want to take your micro USB, plug it in like so, set that down, take this end, plug it into your computer, and I don't really have any computers down here in my basement, so I'm actually using an old motherboard, but you get the sense. Put it in your computer. Okay, so then what you're gonna need to do is go to Super One. Go to the download for Super One Click. I will include a link to this on the video, or you could just Google search Super One Click, and this will probably be one of the first ones you see, probably the first one. So as you can see here, this is the it's called shortfuse.org. You don't really need to know that. First, you're gonna see this image of Super One Click in action on a Windows computer. But I'm actually not using a Windows computer right now. I'm actually using Ubuntu Linux because I hate Windows. And but besides that, so you're just gonna go to the download here, okay? Gonna click on that. Right now I'm running Firefox and everything, so that's a little different from what you might see in Windows and Internet Explorer, which most of you guys will probably use, I'm thinking. So actually, Super One Click doesn't really work in Linux, but besides that, let's just skip to the parts that matter. So say I downloaded it right here, which I just did. It's downloaded. What you're gonna need to do is unzip this. It's gonna be as a zip thing, archived as they call them in Linux. And I don't care how you do it. You might want to use WinZip I think they still do that in Windows. I'm not sure. I haven't really been following Windows, but somehow unzip it in Linux. You can very easily do that. Just right-click and extract here. But I don't really. I think it's a little more complicated in Windows. But besides that, once you do that, I don't care how, but you're gonna come to this once you browse into it, it's called like Super One Click version 4.2.1 short fuse. I have no clue what short fuse means, but it works, so just follow me. And you're gonna come across the executable here, superoneclick.exe. So right now I'm actually running it in an emulator, being as this is Linux, and so it's actually not gonna be able to work. But just to show you guys, this is what it would look somewhat like in Windows here for you. Of course, it doesn't really work. I don't really have the drivers installed to handle a Android device hooked up via USB. You can get it to work, but I didn't feel like doing that. It's a little more complicated. But anyway, really easily, just gonna, once you attach it, nothing's really gonna come up when you attach it, but you're just gonna click root here, and they'll go through this whole process. All stuff will come up, and it will look a lot like this. Okay, just follow it. It will say some crazy things that it probably won't make sense to you unless you're pretty hacker pro. But if they don't make sense to you, don't worry. It's probably doing fine. It'll probably say like stuff, even if stuff says failed or stuff like that. It's perfectly normal if it says failed. That doesn't mean it failed or anything. Keep in mind that there is a very, very small chance, but still plausible, that you may brick your device doing this, and of course you will take that risk no matter what you do. But to get straight to the point, I mean, this is what's basically going to be looking like. You're just going to click this root thing here, as you can see in here. Click the giant root thing. A bunch of stuff will come up, but I mean, after that, that's pretty much what it's going to look like. So after that, it'll probably say congratulations. I forget. It says something like congratulations and stuff. And then what you're gonna need to do is detach your device and simply reboot. I think you're probably gonna need to reboot. Of course, this tutorial won't only work for the Galaxy Player 5.0 or 4.0, but it will probably work for a significant amount of other Android devices, especially those Samsung devices out there, and the Galaxy line especially. So that's pretty much it from the computer standpoint. You will need to do some other stuff regarding your Android device, like go to settings, applications development, and enable USB debugging, but you will probably see that in another one of my videos, or another video that will be attached to this and made one big video. You'll see. It'll all work out. You'll figure it out. But besides that, that's pretty much how you do it. Of course, this is not Windows, as you can see, so it will be slightly different, of course. I'm not sure exactly how people, where was it? I'm not sure exactly how people these days unzip stuff. I think people still use WinZip, I forget. But basically, just remember to click superoneclick.exe. That's your key. Just double click that. Of course, you're just going to double click it, and for me, because I'm running an emulator, I have to open up with my emulator here. I'm not running it with Wine, for all you Linux users out there. If you were questioning me, I'm running it with Mono, which I have very little experience with, but it seems to work, and Wine doesn't. So kudos to Mono, which this is probably one of my very first times using Mono. Probably I'll look back on this wondering I was such a noob. Anyway, so that's about it for this. If you guys are wondering, I'm using the desktop recorder called Desktop Recorder. If you guys are interested in that, it's a neat little app. Here, let me just show you this. It's a neat little app from the Ubuntu Software Center. You can get it. I have used it on my Lucid Lynx versions. This is, however, a Oneric Ocelot 11.10, which I'm not a big fan of Unity, but if you really like Unity, then you might want to look into Desktop Recorder. Of course, this does work with some of your GNOME. This will work with all the other GNOME versions, which would include. I know it does work with Lucid Lynx, being as that still is my favorite version. I still use with that. But if you don't care about Linux or anything, which I guess I'm perfectly fine with, but I do know a significant amount of my viewers do care, it's a Desktop Recorder, and it does work fine. Okay, so if you guys have any other questions or anything, just give me a little ask. I know this one you guys will probably have to ask a lot of questions about, being as it's a little more complicated, not just your standard review. So feel free to ask. I don't want you to brick your device, so if you feel uncomfortable doing any of this stuff, of course you do realize that there is a risk in everything we do here. So if you don't feel comfortable, don't go ahead with it. And as always, if you don't trust yourself, don't do it, because it probably won't work out for you in the end. So that's it for the computer side. I don't know if this will be the end of the video for you guys, but it might be. So thanks for watching. See you guys later. Okay, so at some point when you're using Super One Click, you may come across a prompt that says, would you like to install Super User? That's a yes. Okay, so once you've done that, you're going to have to shut down your device. I highly suggest doing that. Then rebooting it, and it's completely different now. Just joking. It's basically the same thing, except that you're going to see another app in your list of apps called Super, where is it? There you go, Super User. I moved it around, sorry. But yeah, you'll see an app like that, Super User. I put it onto my home screen here, if you can see that. Super User. Okay, so you'll see something like that. If you didn't, that's because you didn't check the Super User thing. That's completely fine. You can go to the market and you can install it from there. But that's you probably want to get that app. If you know a lot about Android, then you probably don't, because you know what it is and everything. But if you don't know what Super User is, then you're gonna want to get the app. So you're probably wondering, how do I know if it's rooted? We're gonna have to do, this is the best way to do it, is you're gonna go to the market and you'll find an app called Root Check Basic or Root Checker. Just search Root Checker. You'll see the most popular one. There's probably tons of them. See this Root Check Basic? I have a root checker thing. So basically, just go to that, and it's gonna say Verify Root Access. So basically, whenever an app asks for root access, you're gonna have to give it root access. So I tap that to verify root access, and can you read that? Congratulations, you have. Come on, focus. Focus. Oh. Congratulations, you have root access. Okay, so that's it. I do have root access. I don't want to go into all the fun things I can do now that I have root. That's going to be a different video. But you can do a lot of different fun things now that you have root. So, probably at least one of you guys, it didn't work for you. That's probably due to the fact that you didn't follow all the directions all the way through. So it's a little late to say this, but I hope you watched the whole video first, then watched it again probably while you proceeded with the tasks of rooting your device. So, because be careful, don't rush and do anything. If it didn't work, stay calm. Just probably just leave me a message first, or go online, and just you'll find it somewhere what to do and everything. But don't try anything hasty. Sorry I couldn't show you exactly how I did it, being as I didn't have a Windows computer with me right now, because I don't really use Windows. And I don't think Super One Click works for Mac, for all you Mac users. Probably very little of you guys actually have Macs, but if you do, then you're kind of out of luck. Sorry, but there's different ways to root it. But it's a lot easier with a Linux or Windows. But Super One Click is most of the time the most used rooting software, so rooting app. So that's why I used it with Super One Click, even though that doesn't work with Linux, because most of you guys are probably Windows users. Although I know at least a couple of you guys are Linux users. So if you are interested in anything else, just leave a comment as always. I'll try to get back to you guys as fast as possible. Sorry if it takes me a while. I probably already explained that. But besides that, if you brick your device, there are sometimes ways you can recover it, but if you followed everything I said and you have the exact model number as me, that is the YPG70. There is the YPG70S or something, I forget. That's the Korean one, the really old one. This will probably work on that too, but I have a feeling that maybe one of you guys has that. So if it doesn't, then it might be because of that. Just if you change your mind, you don't like it rooted for some reason, which I don't know why, because it's not like it does anything bad. you can, unless you screw it up, you can just just do the whole process again, except with clicking root, just click unroot on the super one-click thing, and you'll figure it all out, I promise. If you did get through the process of rooting and you want to unroot, then you probably know how to unroot because you rooted, if that makes any sense. So, hope I solved all your questions. Please just leave a comment below. Don't be afraid to ask anything. So, hope I could help you guys. This is officially the first, I believe, tutorial online on how to root these things. It's pretty cool. At least the first YouTube video, definitely. So I was the first to get case. I was definitely the first to do an unboxing. I think I wasn't the first to do a review. I was like the second to do a review. I was definitely the first to do unboxing. I was first to do a case review, and I'm the first to do a rooting review. First, number one. Okay, so that means subscribe. Okay, subscribe. Okay, so thanks for watching, guys. I hope I solved your problems with rooting and everything. Just leave a comment down below if you don't know what to do, because I'm here to help. Thanks for watching. See you guys later.